In a small-town courthouse, a seasoned white judge, Evelyn Carter, sat behind the bench, her face marked by years of delivering justice. Her reputation for being strict and impartial had earned her respect, but also a fair share of criticism. One rainy morning, a black woman named Maya Johnson stood before her, charged with failing to pay $400 in parking tickets that had now ballooned to $1,000 due to penalties. Maya, a single mother of two, worked tirelessly as a waitress and part-time caregiver. The mounting cost of living and medical bills for her youngest child had forced her to prioritize survival over parking fines. As she stood in court, she explained her situation, her voice steady but tinged with desperation. "I'm not here to make excuses, Your Honor. I just didn't have the money. I'm willing to pay what I can, but $1,000? I can't afford that." Judge Carter glanced at the file, her expression neutral. "Ms. Johnson, the law is clear. These fines have been outstanding for months, and there are consequences for ignoring them. I sentence you to pay the full amount within 30 days or serve 30 days in jail." The gavel came down sharply, and the courtroom buzzed with murmurs. Maya's shoulders slumped as tears welled in her eyes. "Please, Your Honor," she whispered, "I have kids. Who will take care of them if I go to jail?" But the judge had already moved on to the next case. The verdict sparked outrage in the community. Maya's neighbors and friends rallied behind her, highlighting the systemic issues at play. Activists began gathering outside the courthouse, holding signs demanding justice for Maya and others like her. "Why is it always people like us who get punished the hardest for the smallest mistakes?" an elderly protester asked a local news reporter. The media picked up the story, and soon Judge Carter found herself at the center of a heated debate. Accusations of racial and economic bias swirled, and the judge, though accustomed to criticism, couldn't ignore the growing unrest. Late one night, Judge Carter sat alone in her chambers, reviewing Maya's file and others similar to hers. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, not with the law, but with how she had applied it. These cases weren't just about rules being broken, they were about lives being affected, often disproportionately. The following week, Judge Carter called Maya back to court. This time, the courtroom was packed with supporters, reporters, and a palpable sense of tension. "Ms. Johnson," the judge began, her tone softer than before, "after reviewing your case and reflecting on the broader context, I've decided to amend my judgment. The fine is waived, and instead, you will complete 20 hours of community service. I sincerely apologize if my previous decision seemed lacking in compassion." A collective gasp swept through the room, followed by applause. Maya stood speechless, tears streaming down her face, and managed to choke out, "Thank you." The story didn't end there. Inspired by Maya's courage and the community's response, Judge Carter initiated reforms within her courtroom, emphasizing fairness and proportionality in her rulings. She began meeting with activists and legal experts to address systemic issues in the local judicial system. As for Maya, she completed her community service and became a vocal advocate for justice reform, using her experience to shed light on the inequities faced by marginalized communities. Months later, Maya and Judge Carter appeared together at a town hall meeting, addressing the crowd about the need for understanding, fairness, and the importance of second chances. Their story became a symbol of change, a reminder that even within flawed systems, empathy and accountability could pave the way for a better future.